How's it going, guys? You already know what this is. Let me go ahead and get into my conspiracy about who is really behind the scenes of this war. Now, before I'm going to get started, Uncle Maine, you did a wonderful job, or Manga Man, you did a wonderful job making a video of the two Toby theories. Second thing I want to address is I'm sorry about the camera quality with my webcam at home, even though I know I mentioned it just a couple of seconds ago. Now let's go and get into it. So a lot of people are thinking that, oh, it's Obito. Obito is behind the scene. This is the guy right here. He's the one who's controlling everything. Now, I don't believe that at all. I think there's someone else behind Obito who's actually controlling Obito and who's controlling everything. Besides the exception of Kabutomaru. This guy is Izuna Uchiha. That's right, Madara's brother. It makes perfect sense why it would be Izuna. The reason why it would be Izuna is because of one thing. Agreement, a treaty, promise for another promise. And if you guys don't know this, this is a spoiler alert. Izuna gave Madara his eyes. And I think in return, Madara gave him a role in this whole plan of this war that he had planned. And I think that what Izuna is trying to do is basically do the same exact thing that Madara or whatever Toby is trying to do. Because I don't think this is Obito's plan. Because a lot of people said, oh, this is Obito's plan. I don't think this is Obito's plan. I think Obito is being controlled by Izuna, and Izuna speaking through Obito to let everyone know what his plan is. Because that's not, I don't think Obito wants to take over the world. I mean, take over the whole village, the whole Ninja Elite village. I mean, the whole ninja world and control them. I don't think that's what he wants to do. I think that's what Izuna wants to do, and he's speaking through Obito so they can know, so everyone can know what he wants his plans to be. Because I believe this, even with the even with the exception of everything that Kakashi may have did to Obito with letting Rin die supposedly. Letting him die supposedly, and just not protecting him, and all that. I think that Obito still does love Kakashi, and he loves Rin, of course. So I think he does still have feelings, not feelings, but he does still care for Kakashi. So I don't think he has a hate towards him. I think, for the right person, I think that Obito is being controlled by Izuna. Izuna is the head honcho in a sense, because you have to think about it. At first, we thought it was we thought Itachi was the one controlling everyone. We thought he was the leader. And then we figured out that he wasn't the leader. Then we thought Kisame was the leader. Then we figured out that Kisame wasn't the leader. Then we thought Yahiko, which was was the leader. Then we found out he was the leader. Then we thought Nagato was the leader. Then Nagato was the leader. Then we thought, Zetsu could possibly be the leader. We figured out that he's just a pawn. He's not the leader. And then we thought that, who else is left? Then we thought Toby was the leader. And then we figured out that he's Obito. Then we thought, and then it just keeps going on and on. So I think who is the true leader behind this whole ordeal is Izuna. And there's a much bigger reason why I think it's Izuna, because I think out of everybody, he has the most background of not only the Akatsuki but the ninja world, because Madara was the one, or Madara was the one who fought supposedly the fourth Hokage, and he was also the one who supposedly fought the Nine Tails. So he has the most knowledge about how the ninja world works. So if anything, if he has the most knowledge about how the ninja world works, wouldn't he pass that down to his brother, or wouldn't his brother have some type of essential role? There's nothing stating that Izuna is dead. Like I said, it's all speculations of whether Izuna is alive, whether he is dead, or whether he is dead. I'm stating if he is alive, if he's alive and well, he runs everything. He's running everything right now. So he's the leader. Izuna Uchiha is the leader. It's not Obito. Izuna is speaking to Obito, and Obito is being controlled by Izuna. Now, you're probably not going to see this within the next couple of chapters. You're going to see the reason why Obito can still speak. He still has knowledge. Like it's kind of like the people who were revived. You know, they still can speak to you and talk to you and explain what's going on. They can still do that, but they can't control their bodies or anything. So Obito is being controlled by Izuna, or if he's not being controlled by Izuna, he's being controlled by Kabuto Mori, and Izuna is the one who's behind everything, behind this whole ordeal. And you're gonna, like I said, excuse me, let me just go back. You're not gonna see in the next couple of chapters, maybe in the next couple of 3 chapters, what's going on. You know, why? You know, Obito is still gonna explain to you who he is, but you're not gonna see who's truly behind the scenes. I would say, but until like maybe the next 10 chapters, then you're gonna start to see who really is behind the scene, and it's none other than Izuna Uchiha. Now, we were right about the guy who's behind the mask, which the guy behind the mask was Obito. We were right about that. I mean, I knew that. A couple of other people knew that. You know, for Neverworld, you guys knew that. But we aren't right about who's truly controlling the Akatsuki and who's behind the scene, because there's a bigger purpose. There's a bigger issue of what's going to happen. We all know that, and see. Here's spoilers again. We all know that Orochimaru and Itachi are going to revive the Uchihas. That's who they're going. That's what they're going to do. They're going to revive the whole Uchiha. So this is going to be a war between the Akatsuki, the remaining Akatsuki, the whole Uchiha clan, the Leaf Village, and their whole force. So it's going to be a huge war. It's going to be a bigger war than you guys can even imagine. So yeah. So this is just my whole conspiracy theory on who's really behind the scenes of the war, and I just think it's Izuna Uchiha. I don't think it's Obito. I think Obito is the one who's behind the mask, but he's not the one controlling the war and controlling everyone. I think the true leader of this war and of this, you know, a particular arc that we're in, or I guess you could say, is Izuna Uchiha. So guys, leave your leave your thoughts, comments below. Let me know what you think about this topic, and I would love to see a video response for you guys and what you guys think about my topic. And I'll check you guys later in another video. Peace, stay gold, stay there.